Over the past couple of years, I've heard the term subverting tropes quite often, or subverting expectations. I've heard a lot of people that want to subvert things. They want to take what's been done before and change it around and use it to their own devices. The problem is they're not doing it very well. But you know who did it very, very well because they knew what they were doing? John Ford. John Ford was one of the best film directors of all time. He won multiple Academy Awards. Everybody loved him. Before Orson Welles made Citizen Kane, he watched one of the movies we're going to look at today, Stagecoach, multiple times in preparation for directing Citizen Kane. So let's take a look at these, and then we'll talk about how John Ford subverts his own trope. This is Stagecoach. This is the Stagecoach. Let's watch what happens.
Steady, who?
All right, so they hear a gunshot rings out. The camera dollies and zooms in on John Wayne, establishing him. You see this shot is so fast that it actually loses focus. The camera operator loses focus on John Wayne, gets him back, and you end with this shot, big shot of John Wayne's face. He swings his rifle around, all this awesome stuff. It's establishing him as the hero of this movie. This is a criminal known as the Ringo Kid, but it's John Wayne. And this is John Ford's way to introduce John Wayne to the broader movie-going public. John Wayne had been in Westerns before this, but they'd either been a B-Westerns or a Western called Big Trail, directed by Raoul Walsh, that wasn't very successful. So John Ford wanted to make John Wayne a star. How does he do it? He puts him in a movie, and he does this shot. Now, you don't see a lot of these types of shots in John Ford movies. He left it for a specific purpose, a specific reason to introduce this character to you. To tell you, this character, this person is important. And it zooms in, this huge man, John Wayne, and a legend was born. And then many years later, we would see this shot, this very shot, used again for a different purpose. Let's take a look at that. This is The Searchers. It's widely considered to be John Ford's best film and John Wayne's best performance. It is a fantastic film. It has issues like all films do. Nothing's perfect, and some people have not liked some of the parts, but I think as a whole, it's a fantastic film, and you owe it to yourself. If you like Westerns or you like John Wayne, or if you just like great film, this is one that you should watch. Let me set this up. They're looking for his niece who has been abducted by American Indians, and they think that they may have found them here at this military installation. So you can see the setup here. This is a very different scene. This isn't some stagecoach with innocent people on it going through the desert. No, this is very different. They're looking for something. This is more about, there's a darkness to this. The scene is lit darkly. There's lots of shadows, and you hear these screams. So they are unable to find the sister, the niece. She's not here. And here we're about to get that same shot. Watch for it.
Comanche. For your casualties.
So here we go. It's a similar shot, right? Here's this character. Here's John Wayne, this man that's bigger than life. John Ford's built him up into this icon, this legend of cinema, this legend of the American West. He is, for all intents and purposes, he is the American West. As far as the 20th century was considered, John Wayne defined that genre of film, and he defined that era of American history. He was the American West. And here you see John Ford zooming in on his face, and you see the utter contempt that John Wayne has for this woman. He is entirely disgusted by what has happened to her by being abducted by these American Indians. Now, you Now, you're not supposed to have empathy for John Wayne's character right here. He is not necessarily the hero at this point. The movie makes it very clear that he is racist. He holds prejudicial opinions. The other man in that scene, Martin Pauly, is half American Indian and half European American. And there are some indications that he might actually be this character, John Wayne's character's son. But he still treats him with absolute disrespect because of his American Indian heritage. The film is not only about those tensions between American Indians, the Americans that were settling the West, but also about John Wayne's character's growth from this moment where he looks at this woman and hates her to the end of the film. Now, I'll let you watch the film and see if you like what he does at the end. You have to decide for yourself, but I think you should go watch this film and see all of this in context. But we can see that John Ford used the same shot or a similar shot 2 times on the same actor for very different purposes. In one, he is establishing a legend. He's building up John Wayne into this legend. And in the second one, he's using that legend to subvert what he had done before. You are not supposed to see this man as the hero right then. He is not saving anyone. He is not doing the very heroic things that he was known for in all of these films. The great hero. At this moment, he is in the wrong. Same film shot, 2 different purposes. That is subverting tropes. That is subverting what you have done before, using it to say something about a character, say something about the nature of humanity. That's what John Ford knew how to do. Directors today so often don't seem to know how to do this. They just think they're supposed to subvert tropes for the sake of subverting tropes, but they don't actually say anything with what they're doing.
Explosion! Fly Fox!